Hare Krishna. Thanks everyone for joining. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamanyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Bhutair Mahadvir Yama Purohidu Nirmaya Shete Yadavusha Purusha Bhute Gunan Shodashatmaka Solang Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Sadata Pibhutam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. Hare Krishna everyone, thanks for joining. So this is the second session we are having on Damodar pastimes. So yesterday we covered the verses 1 and 2. Therein Shukdev Goswami is describing this pastime. Ekada grihadashisu yashodananda kehini karmantaran yuktasu nirmantah swayam dadhi yani yani geetani tad bala charitani cha Dati nirmantane kale swaranti tanyu agayata. So the significant points we discussed that Mother Yashoda, while doing her household work, she was singing about the pastimes of Krishna. And in this way, she was fully absorbed. And the main learning from this is that we also, while doing our own activities and work, can be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Singing the glories of Krishna, reciting the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, meditating on the beautiful forms of the Lord. Let's continue. Text number 3. Shomam vasa pritukati tate biprati sutranadham putra sneha snuta kuchayugam jatakampam cha subruhu Rajva karshan shama bhuja chala kankano kundale cha svinnam vaktram kabara vigalam malati nirmamanta. Translation: dressed in a saffron yellow sari with a belt tied about her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the chaining robe, laboring considerably. Her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating, her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and multi-flowers were falling from her hair. Would anyone like to read the purport? Any volunteers to read the purport? You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I will read. Anyone who desires to be Krishna conscious in motherly affection or parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of Mother Yashoda. It is not that one should desire to become like Yashoda, for this is Mayavad. Either in parental affection or conjugal love, friendship, or servitorship, in any way, we must follow in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, not try to become like that. Therefore, this description is provided here. Advanced devotees must cherish this description, always thinking of Mother Yashoda's features, how she was dressed, how she was working and perspiring, how beautifully the flowers were arranged in her hair, and so on. One should take advantage of the full description provided here by thinking of Mother Yashoda in maternal affection for Krishna. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. This verse, the meter of this verse is called Sharulya Vikriditam. It literally means the play of a tiger. And whenever any significant occasion, pastime, or philosophical points needs to be highlighted or emphasized, then in Srimad Bhagavatam, usually this meter is mentioned. So we can see that this form of Mother Yashoda, as mentioned by Shukdev Goswami, is so important to meditate on. The significant words in this verse is Putra Sneha Snuta, which Prabhupada translates as because of intense love for her child, became wet with milk. So Mother Yashoda's breast naturally was wet with milk because of intense love for her child. Now, this kind of love is very rare to find in the material world. And especially, human mothers and human fathers, they are not the best example of parenthood. The best example of actually Vatsalya Bhava, it is said, is the cow and the calf. Therefore, the calf is addressed as Vatsa. And whenever a human mother or father, out of affection, wants to call their child, they address the child as Vatsa, meaning that the love that the cow has for the calf, that is actually the pinnacle of maternal or paternal affection. However, Mother Yashoda is the pinnacle of maternal affection, whether it be in human form or in cow form. And it is symptomized by this, her breast automatically, due to Putra Sneha, love for her son Krishna, becoming wet. And then another significant point in this verse is Rajva Karsha Shrama Bhujachalat. Shrama means laboring hard. Bhujachalat, her arms were moving, chaining the butter. So love means actually doing something. It is not just arm-based, sofa-based or chair-arm philosophy that, oh, I love you. No, Mother Yashoda is constantly endeavoring to please Krishna, to save him, to do everything that is good for Krishna. And in the paper, Prabhupada mentions that we should never desire to become Mother Yashoda, because that is Mayavad philosophy. In fact, our philosophy is Gopu Bhritya Padakamalayo Dasa Dasanudasa. We want to be servants of the servants of the servants of the damsels of Braja. And anyone who wants to worship Krishna in this Vatsalya Bhava, in maternal affection, they have to meditate on this nice form of Mother Yashoda. Let's move on to the next verse. Tam stanya kama asadya mat natim jananim harihi Gritva dadi manthanam nyeshe dhat pritim ahavan. Translation: Mother Yashoda was churning butter. Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her, and in order to increase her transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. Purport: Krishna was sleeping within the room. As soon as he got up, he became hungry and went to his mother, wanting to stop her from churning and drink the milk of her breasts. He stopped her from moving the churning rod. Tam stanya kama asadya mat Natim Jananim Hari. So nicely, Shukdev Goswami is describing that who is Yashoda. Yashoda here is described as Jananim Hari. Krishna actually has no father, no mother, because he is the Supreme Lord. The question is asked, if he is the Lord and he is the cause of all causes, then what is his cause? Gajendra very nicely says that for the Lord there is no cause. He is the supreme cause. But nonetheless, the Lord desires to exchange love. So he accepts mother and father. And here, the eternal mother of Krishna is described as Yashoda, Jananim Harihi. Grihitva Dadi Manthanam. So when Krishna woke up while Mother Yashoda was churning the buttermilk to make butter, then Krishna, actually out of hunger, it is said, he started crying. And over the next few verses, we'll look at this point. How can the Lord, who's supposed to be self-satisfied, become hungry? In Damodar Lila, we see Krishna becomes angry. How come the Lord, who's supposed to be Shantakaram, the personification of peacefulness and calmness, become unsettled and become angry? How come the Lord, who's supposed to be desireless, become desireful of having affection of his mother? So all these points we will go over the subsequent sessions. But in this pastime, one thing to note is that this pastime is full of contradiction. That Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we carefully think about it, that the Lord here is the taking ashray of Mother Yashoda. The Lord is supposed to be ashray of the whole universe. In our prayers we sing, Sri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam Krishnam Vina Kagatihi. So Sri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam. So Sri Krishna is the Sharan or shelter of the whole universe. And without Krishna, what would be our destination? However, here we see the Lord taking Sharana or shelter of Mother Yashoda, even to satisfy his hunger. And what does he do? Grihitva. He gets hold of Dadi Manthanam, the chaining rod. So first, Krishna comes, he tries to grab the attention of Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda is busy chaining and singing glories of Krishna. As most often we can relate to it, if we are working, the mothers are working, and the children come to grab the attention of the mother usually doesn't immediately go to attend the child, because they take few moments to just wrap up what they're doing. So Mother Yashoda similarly was continuing to chain the rod to make butter. But Krishna, very intelligently, he's, remember, 3 years, 4 months old roughly at this point in time, and he grabs with his lotus hand the chaining rod. And Krishna's grip is very tight. Therefore, Nyasedhat. Nyasedhat means that it was so tight that he prevented Mother Yashoda from chaining the butter anymore. So Mother Yashoda became very, very happy because Krishna invoked Preeti Ahavan. Ahavan means,
but every time you need to.
Sorry, can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Prabhu.
So Preeti Ahavan. Preeti means love, and Ahavan means creating a situation or invoking. So Krishna's existence for Mother Yashoda is to create love, Preeti, in Mother Yashoda's heart for Krishna. And this Preeti is always Vardhanam. Vardhanam means it is increasing, it is ever increasing. Whatever Mother Yashoda does, day in and day out, with time factor, her love for Krishna is consistently increasing. And Krishna is doing activities specifically to increase Mother Yashoda's love. And therefore, this word here is Priti Ahavan. So Krishna, when he interacts with devotee, he does the Ahavan. Ahavan means he is invoking love in our hearts. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, we'll move to the next verse. Text number 5. Tamman kamaru dhamamaya yakstanam snehastutam sma smita ikshitam mukham atriptamutsrijya javena sayaya utsich yamane vayasi tva adhishrite. Translation. Mother Yashoda then embraced Krishna, allowed him to sit on her lap, and began to look upon the face of the Lord with great love and affection. Because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast, but when she saw that the milk pan on the oven was boiling over, she immediately left her son to take care of the overflowing milk, although the child was not yet fully satisfied with drinking the milk of his mother's breast. Would anyone like to read the purport?
So, Prabhu, I'll read.
Thank you.
Everything in the household affairs of Mother Yashoda was meant for Krishna. Although Krishna was drinking the breast milk of Mother Yashoda, when she saw that the milk pan in the kitchen was overflowing, she had to take care of it immediately, and thus she left her son, who then became very angry, not having been fully satisfied with drinking the milk of her breast. Sometimes one must take care of more than one item of important business for the same purpose. Therefore, Mother Yashoda was not unjust when she left her son to take care of the overflowing milk. On the platform of love and affection, it is the duty of the devotee to do one thing first and other things later. The proper intuition by which to do this is given by Krishna. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam padam buddhi yogam tam yena mam payantite. In Krishna consciousness, everything is dynamic. Krishna guides the devotee in what to do first and what to do next on the platform of absolute truth. Prabhuji, you're on mute.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So in this verse, we see that there are two parts. The first two lines, they describe the bliss and pleasure when Krishna is feeding on Mother Yashoda. And the second part, completely opposite thing happens. The love of Krishna for Mother Yashoda turns into anger, Krishna being unsatisfied. So let's look at these two lines separately and then combining it. So, Tam onto Krishna, Ankam Arudham, very affectionately allowing him to sit on her lap. So Mother Yashoda allowed Krishna to sit on her lap very affectionately. She did not wooze him away, go away, don't come now. So, Srila Prabhupada, we see many times says that for a mother, child worship is Krishna worship. He mentioned in a letter to Malati Mataji, I think, your child is supposed to be a deity for the mother. So the first responsibility of the mother is for the child. So any work or any services that we undertake, but if it is obstructing our interaction with the child, especially mother's interaction with the child, the mother is supposed to forego of that service and attend to the child. And that's what Mother Yashoda does here. Apayayat, allowed to drink, stanam, her breast, sneha snutam, which was flowing with milk because of intense affection. Again, sneha snutam is very significant. It's not that Mother Yashoda had to try very hard. Because of natural affection, the milk actually flows. And then sasmita smitam ikshati mukham. Mother Yashoda was smiling and observing the smiling face of Krishna. So Krishna was drinking milk and also smiling. And Mother Yashoda got lost in the audience of Krishna, seeing Krishna's lotus face. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 21, text number 136 or 135, I think it is very nicely mentioned. Krishnanga Madhurya Sindhu. It says that the transcendental form of Krishna is compared to ocean. So Krishna, Anga, the bodily limbs of Krishna, Madhurya Sindhu. Madhurya means it is sweet. So Krishna's bodily limbs is sweet, and it is Sindhu. Sindhu means ocean. So Krishna's bodily form is an ocean of sweetness. We have ocean of salt, but just imagine ocean of sweetness, like the rasas we have in the Rasgulla rasa. That rasa is full of ocean. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes on to say, Sumadhura Mukha Indu, that Krishna's lotus face is compared to moon, Indu, and it says it is Sumadhura. So his body is Madhura, and his Mukhamandal, which is like a full a moon. So one of Krishna's name, it is said Purnendu. Purnendu Sundara Mukhat Arvinda Netra. So his face is round like moon. Purnendu and Sundara Mukhat. And that is described as Sumadhura. It is extra sweet. And then on the moon-like face of Krishna, Ati Madhu Smita Sukirane. Ati Madhu. It is even more sweeter. What is more sweeter? Smita Sukirane. Krishna's smile. Krishna's smile is the sweetest part of his bodily limbs. His transcendental smile is even more sweeter. Ati Madhu Smita Sukirane, compared to the bright light emanating from the moon. So just picture this. There is a vast ocean, and above the horizon, the full moon is there. That is Krishna's lotus face. The vast ocean is like Krishna's transcendental body. And the rays of the moon emanating from the full moon is Krishna's excessive sweet smile. This is how it is described. And Mahaprabhu, describing this to Sanatana Goswami, goes on to mention Madhuram Madhuram Vapurasya Vibho. The transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet. Madhuram Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram. His face is even sweeter than his body. Madhugandhim Mridusmitam Metad Aho. Oh my Lord, but his soft smile, which has a fragrance of honey, is sweeter still. Madhuram 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 Madhuram. Lord Sri Krishna is a mine of sweetness. So this verse is composed by Bilvamangal Thakur from Krishna Karnamrita. And so Mother Yashoda is fully absorbed in having audience of Krishna's sweet face. And that the rasa automatically, all of a sudden the rasa changes as her attention goes towards the pot which was sitting in the kitchen and the milk was about to overflow. The acharyas give various commentaries on this point, that actually everything which is used in service of Krishna is conscious. So the milk was very conscious. And the milk, when the milk saw that Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna, and Krishna also is feeding on Mother Yashoda, and if Krishna becomes fully satisfied drinking Mother Yashoda's milk, then what will happen to me? What's the point of my existence if Krishna doesn't feed on me? So the milk, it is said, consciously started overflowing from the pan, committing suicide. Acharyas explain, what's the point of our existence if Krishna doesn't exploit and use it? Our existence is solely meant that we can be used by Krishna, that we engage in service of Krishna. Otherwise, it is said that this life is of no value, might as well commit suicide. This is the significance. That atriptya utsrijya. So Krishna, who is personification of tripta. Tripta means fully satisfied. He's, Atma Rama, it is described. But he is here atripta. He's not satisfied. Mother Yashoda forcefully put him down and ran to attend to the overflowing milk. And as Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, that Mother Yashoda went to attend to milk so that later on when Krishna asks for milk, then she is able to provide. And very nicely, this verse is quoted, that Krishna himself gives intelligence to a devotee to prioritize their lives. And for a devotee, the most important thing and the most important priority that should happen first, early in the morning, is chanting of our rounds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this can only happen if we wake up early during Mangalarati time. And when we finish our rounds, then we see everything actually falls in place. The whole day actually goes nicely. So we should make a conscious effort to prioritize. And Krishna will give us intelligence on how to do everything nicely in according to order. And nothing will be lacking because we have got Mahaprabhu's mercy behind the chanting of Mahamantra. We chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And we get not only Mahaprabhu's mercy, but Panchatattva's mercy. And as it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj mentions, Katham Jana Smrite Yasmin, Duskaram Sukaram Bhavet. That when we remember Krishna, then even the hard task become easy. Sometimes, we think, no, there is some other work to be done, so I won't chant. But actually, guess what? Vismrite, vispariyatam, that the effect is opposite. Easy things becomes hard when we don't chant, but hard things become easy when we chant and remember Mahaprabhu. So how can we prioritize our life in devotional? Simply by stesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam, simply by always being engaged in worshiping Krishna with love and affection. Thank you so much, Prabhus and Matajis. We are out of time, sharp on 7. And We will continue again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. And may your day be filled with meditating on Krishna's pastimes and chanting his glories. Hare Krishna, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Sri Krsna Prabhu ki jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.